Today's video is going to showcase the top 5 tips to improve your defense overnight in Madden 18. What's up, guys? My name is Cody, and I want to welcome you to today's video. Today's video is all about helping you improve your defense through a couple of tips that you can do overnight that can really help make a difference in the game. So our number one tip here, or excuse me, our fifth overall tip is this idea of making every play look the same. So you'll see that I run the nickel 335 wide, and every single time, regardless of whether I'm in cover 2 man, cover 2, cover 4, everything is going to look exactly the same. And the reason I do that is because it helps disguise your coverage to the offense. The offensive player doesn't have a tell that's going to be able to point him to, oh, well, he's probably going cover 3 here, probably going cover 4 here. All he can do is base it off of the tendencies and the game flow. So that allows you the opportunity to then come back and confuse him later on in the game. The number 4 tip on the docket here is to use your middle linebacker in the A gap like so. Most defenses, if you do this one thing, you're going to make your defense better in the run game and in the pass game. It's going to help you generate more pressure, and it's going to help you become better against the ground game because you're going to be already up in the box. You're going to be in there making some plays. So I recommend putting your user player in a quarterback spy. It's the best thing I've found so far, and using him in the box right here in the A gap. I think the A gap is the best place for him, just kind of right in here. Depending on your formation, it may vary a little bit, but by and large, you just want to user him right down in that middle area of the field. The third thing on our list, well, before we get to our third thing on the list, I want to encourage you guys, those of you who are new to my channel, I want you to comment on this video and just let me know, how did you find my channel? And then second question that I want to have answered from you, if possible, is the second question that I want to have answered from you is, what is something I can help you with in Madden? What is something I can help you with this season? What is something that you guys want to know? And I'll try to make a video specifically for you that helps you. And also, be sure to subscribe if you enjoy the video. That way, you're going to be gaining access to future content, and we'll be able to go from there. All right, so back to the video. So the number one thing I think the number 3 tip I think for defense is the ability to, again, we talked about making everything look the same. We talked about using. The number 3 thing on my list is blitzing, and blitzing strategically. So again, you don't want to blitz just to blitz. There's no point, especially this year, because the blitzes don't work as good as they have in last. But what you want to do is you want to blitz at specific times for specific reasons. Maybe you want to force your opponent. If he's a right-handed quarterback, in my opinion, you should be blitzing from the right side more. If he's a mobile quarterback, then you should be not blitzing as much and be more in coverage with quarterback spies and things like that. So you just kind of weigh those pros and cons. If wide side of the field, that's something else that you can use. Depending on where the running back is, all those things are things you can look at. So you want to just use that as a filter to kind of figure out, how do I know what I'm going to call? And then the final 2 things you saw in that last segment. So the second thing that I want to suggest to you is have a change up play call. What I mean by that is you're going to have a base play. If you play like me, you're going to have a base play that you run a lot. But if you saw there, when I got the stop on 3rd and 9, I think, I ran a play called cover 3 buzz, which is not, I normally run cover 2. So I ran the play called cover 3 buzz, and I called it at the right time and was able to get the stop. Okay, so again, that's just something really, really small that you can do as we get raped there by Aaron Donald trying to throw the in route. But yeah, so that's just something really, really little that you can do that's going to help make a big time difference in your game. So just wanted to share that one with you. And then lastly, our last tip here, that stupid target passing. That's ridiculous. This is why I hate target passing. I have used left trigger the whole time, and sure enough, now they put a target passing in, and trying to back up with my quarterback and throw it to square, and they just freaking throw it in the end zone. They call it a fumble. Oh, that's frustrating. But anyways, the final tip I have for you on defense, this is probably the most important tip that I could give you. Focus on holding your opponent to field goals as opposed to holding him to touchdowns. Okay, I would rather make him work for a field goal, not give up any big plays, than give him a 1-play touchdown. And again, it's easy to say that. How do you apply it? Well, in my opinion, you pick defenses that are going to be good against the deep post routes, the deep streak routes, the user catches, that kind of thing. And if you can do that, it's going to force them to work the middle of the field short. And that's where you want to kind of force them. That's why I run Tampa 2. Well, it's not because Tampa 2 is better than cover 3 from a blitzing perspective. It's the exact same for this formation. So what I do is gosh dang it, I'm struggling this game. What I do is I run Tampa 2 majority of the time, and then at very specific calculated times, I will change it up. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to accomplish on defense, I'm not trying to shut him out. I'm just trying to hold him to a field goal. And I think that that's a little bit more manageable of a goal than trying to shut everybody out all the time. So, in my opinion, you should shoot to shut people down to field goals. In baseball, they use this analogy that you don't want to hit a home run every time. What you want to do to have a good batting average is you want to hit a double, hit a double, hit a double, hit a double. That's more manageable than hitting a home run every time. In my opinion, it's the same thing with this. We will pitch shutouts, I guarantee. We will, at some point, we will have a shutout. But at the end of the day, what I really am focusing on right here. So this is a good point. So third down. So third down situation here. I really need to stop him. If I can get off, so this is where it's like a money down. It's what I call a money down. So if I get off the field here, then that's a good thing. So there's a run. Nope. Oh, I got clicked off by user. Make a tackle. Make a tackle. Make a tackle. So that's 4th and inches. To me, I won. Oh, that should have been 4. That's a terrible freaking. I'm getting screwed this game. But yeah, so I'm going to hold him to field goal. So now I got him at the 10-yard line. So this is where I'll go into a red zone defense. This is a little bit bonus just because we have it right in front of us here. This is where I'll go into a little bit of a red zone defense. And what I want to do here basically is force a field goal. So I've created a defense, and I just was very intentional about it. So I went into practice mode, and I said, how can I stop what people are probably going to do in the red zone? And then that's how this defense came up. So this defense is a result of that question, and you just ask yourself that, you try to figure it out, and then you apply it in a game. And it's really, there's not, there's no secret. There really isn't. It's 5 little things. And one thing I want to wrap up with this, as we show you this last bit of footage here, one of the keys to me in defense is realizing there's no secret, okay? And I realized that fact whenever I was reading some articles by Gary Patterson, and I was looking at some stuff by Bill Belichick, and then I was looking at some stuff by Chuck Noll, and all these great coaches, great defensive minds. And what I found was most of their schematics weren't that groundbreaking. So I went back and I'm like, why are they so good? I asked myself, that's pretty much what I asked myself. Why are they so good? And I don't know how that happened. I don't know how he fit that in. That's ridiculous. But I asked myself, why are they so good? And it really was because they were little by little, little by little, little by little, little by little, very simple, apply, do your job kind of philosophy. And I apply that to Madden, and normally works pretty well for me. Right there is kind of a fluke. I felt like we could have got that interception. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you for watching today's video. And those are my top 5 tips. So let's recap it real quick for you. Number 1, make sure that every play looks the same. My opinion, that's what you should do. Only exception, that's when you're in the red zone, because you do need to kind of get, if you're in a nickel, you probably need to go down to a 4-3 under or a 3-4 over or something like that. The second tip is user that middle linebacker into the A gap. Make sure that I would put him in a quarterback spy this year. I don't know. I haven't quite figured that out yet. That's something I'm still working on. But I think the quarterback spy is going to be your best bet. And then let's see, the third tip we told you. What did I say? Sometimes I forget what I said. The third tip I told you was knowing when and how to blitz. So making sure that you use when to blitz is a big deal. So if you can figure out, and really what you want to do is you want to just say, well, what's a situation that I want to blitz in, and then you want to figure it out. So and also, where do I want to blitz from? Being intentional about your blitzes as opposed to just calling a million different types of pressure. My opinion, you don't need to blitz as much this year. What you need to do is not make stupid mistakes like I'm making all this game. It's the little things, okay? And then the second thing, the number 2 tip I gave you was talking about knowing when to call, what I call knowing when to throw your right hook at the opponent. So when are you gonna take your shot to stop him. Okay, so when are you going to go cover 3 if you're running cover 2? When are you going to go cover 2-0 or cover 0 when you're running cover 2 man? When are you going to do that? Okay, and you need to figure that out. And then man, I'm struggling. But and then the number one tip we had for you was and this is the most important thing I can leave you with here: focus on holding your opponent to field goals, not touchdowns. As you can see here, my offense needs a little bit of work, not in my right playbook. So, but anyways, that's our top 5 defensive tips for you to improve overnight. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. That way you can get access to future content. And if you liked what we showed you on defense today, be sure to purchase our defensive guide. It's in